Day 7 of training camp is in the books, and Trubisky did not look so hot. I'm going to tell you why you should not be worried yet. What's up, guys? I'm back with another training camp recap. As usual, I'll be giving you guys all the major stuff that happened in training camp today in this short little video. And our first preseason game is like only a couple days away, like August 8th, I believe. So I'm sure some of you guys will be attending. I will not be there, but I will be at training camp this upcoming Monday. So if any of you guys want to meet me, I'll be going with family, but you're welcome to take a picture, hang out with me, talk with me, whatever. I'll be in my DWC hat, so pretty easy to spot. I'm 6'2" as well, so just look up. I'll be there. Also, before I get started, I wanted to talk about a Bears group chat I formed last night. I formed it for fun, kind of. Didn't expect too much to happen, but a ton of people joined, so if you want a big Bears community to talk to every single day, share Bears news, Bears memes, whatever, a game day chat, feel free to join down below. The link will be in the comments. And, tell your friends about it too, because the more the merrier. But let's get right into the video. All right, today was actually a pretty fun practice because we had actual live tackling today for the first time so far. Before that, the referees kind of blew the play dead before it actually happened. But today, they did not blow the whistle as much. You saw players actually tackling each other, real football being played. And that's always fun to watch as a fan. And also the Bears defense, I'm sure they enjoyed that a lot because as a defender, man, especially on a hungry defense like the Bears, you're itching to just hit somebody, tackle somebody to the ground. So I'm sure the Bears defense had a lot of fun. The Bears offense, probably not as much, but that's real football. So for the most part, today was all about the short yardage situation. So when you're on your opponent's goal line, when you're on your own goal line, seeing how the offense and the defense are going to react in those situations. And for the most part, our defense did win these drills because you saw last year, right? On the goal line, our D-line is just almost impossible to go through. Last year, we made some key stops on the goal line. You remember that Giants game, the Dolphins game, Akeem Hicks forced that fumble. We still ended up losing, but it was a very good stop nonetheless. And, with all the big boys we have up front, it's really hard to get through them. So our O-line did kind of struggle, opening up holes for the run game, but we did get through a couple times, not as much as the defense stopped us. So for the most part, our defense won these goal line drills. They also, when our offense was on our own goal line, our defense did get a couple safeties. So, that's something to be excited about though, because even though it's not, something good for our offense, we keep on seeing how good this defense is, and we keep on seeing that this defense is not going to take a step back. Let's also talk about Mitch Trubisky now. So Trubisky did not have his best day by any means. It was probably mediocre at the best. He honestly did not have that much work to begin with though, because it was more of a on the ground game, kind of working on the rushing game. So he did not have as many opportunities as previous practices, but he was kind of inaccurate, multiple times during practice, overthrowing receivers, underthrowing some, throwing a few picks. I remember hearing that Clinton Dix had one, so that's good for but not that good for Mitch. He did have an absolutely beautiful pass to Allen Robinson in the end zone, which was completely on the money, completely accurate. So he is having some of these really good throws where you're just going wow, that was really accurate, that was really amazing. But then he's also having these bad throws where you're going why did you overthrow him by this much? So what I'm trying to say here is that he has been kind of inconsistent in training camp so far up to this point. Now, is that a cause for worry? Is that a cause for Bears fans to hit the panic button saying that, oh, he's going to be the same quarterback this year as he was last year? Absolutely not, man. And the reason I say that is because you can only take away so much from training camp. If he's making the same mistakes in preseason week 3, if he's making the same mistakes week 1 against the Packers, then I'm kind of honestly going to be a little bit worried and a little bit sad, saying that he has not made the necessary progression. But it is still far too early. So guys, stop talking about Trubisky being a bust. Stop talking about Trubisky, being so far away from being a top quarterback, right? Because one more thing you have to realize, though, is that he is also going up against the number 1 defense in the NFL every single day. A lot of you guys don't realize how ridiculously hard that is. Aaron Rodgers doesn't have to do that. Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, they don't have to do that. we are going up against a really good, probably historically good Bears defense every single day in practice. Just Khalil Mack alone causes so many problems. I'm going to read a quote by Mark Helfrich, which was just completely so accurate. So Mark Helfrich, he said that when you draw up the play and you have the O blocking the X and the X is Khalil Mack, that's a bad matchup for a lot of O's. You absolutely have to go, hey, if that's a normal human being, we're going to have a shot. But you have to just kind of work through all that. So Mark Helfrich is trying to say here that the greatness of our defense, the greatness of Khalil Mack, it's really limiting the success that we can possibly have on offense. Because if you put any offense on this field, right, even I'm sure Patrick Mahomes and their offense, if you put them on this field, they would make a lot of mistakes too. Like, the Chiefs don't have that good of a defense. So stop being so extremely tough on Trubisky. Wait it out, see if he's still making the same mistakes in a couple weeks, starting week 1 as well. So it's just, I'm trying to say that it's too early to be panicking, but hopefully Trubisky does get better. I want to talk a little bit more about our offensive line now, because our O-line for the most part last year, it was pretty solid. But in run blocking, it was not nearly as good as it was in pass protection, right? Because we did not have that much of a run game last year. I know we still finished like top 10 in rushing, but that was because Trubisky had a lot of rushes. So our run game was nowhere where it needed to be last year. But this year, man, so far in training camp, they have been opening up some pretty big holes for our running backs, at least today. I saw Mike Davis have, a couple very big holes. You saw Montgomery also, he had a pretty big hole to run through as well. So I like how our interior of our O-line especially, that's like the elite part of our O-line, right? Kyle Long, James Daniels, and Cody Whitehair, those are like our 3 building blocks on our O-line. And they are what makes our O-line so great. No disrespect to Charles Leno or Bobby Macy. They're also pretty good players as well, but they're not elite like Kyle Long and Cody Whitehair and James Daniels can be. When Kyle Long is healthy, I mean, you guys know he's like one of the top guards in the entire NFL. He's made the Pro Bowl before. And, Cody Whitehair has been doing it for a long time as well, being pretty consistent. James Daniels is still super young, but he's held his own against a lot of, pretty good defensive linemen. So I really love our interior of our O-line, especially when it comes to run blocking, because, they've proved that they can do it against a very good defensive line of the Bears. Pass protection, I'm not worried about them either. Our tackles are a little bit more iffy, but I mean, everybody cannot have like a Joe Thomas in his prime, right? It's so hard to find that elite left tackle that you can have for a long time. So, I mean, Charles Leno will make do. He's still a very fine left tackle. He's more than good enough for us. That's the report on our O-line. I think we can be a potentially elite O-line this year if everybody just stays healthy and we continue to progress. That would be kind of surprising because Kyle Long has not been healthy in like a long time. So if Kyle Long can have a full healthy season, if James Daniels can continue to progress, develop into being one of the better centers in the NFL, and if Cody Whitehair can just be solid as usual, why can we not be an elite offensive line? Our tackles are pretty solid. They're not elite, but with the interior being this good, teams are going to have a lot of, they're going to struggle against us. Opposing defensive lines, they might struggle against us, especially against that interior. One more big thing I have to talk about is that David Montgomery today, he really showcased why we took him in the 3rd round, why he even has a shot at being Rookie of the Year this year. Because today in practice, man, he looked like a just absolute beast. At one point in practice, it was like, I forgot what it was, like 3rd and 10 or something, and the offense needed they needed pretty much just 1 first down to ice the game, right? That was the situation he was in, and they give the ball to Montgomery. Montgomery goes right down the middle. He plows through a defender, just completely plows and runs through him, one of our backup safeties. And he continues on to even break a few more tackles and just get the first down and ice the game. Seeing that out of your rookie running back is just so exciting, man. It's like something we thought we lost in Jordan Howard, the ability to run defenders over. Well, apparently not. I mean, David Montgomery still has the strength, still has the power in his lower body to do this sometimes. Lower his shoulder and just go right at the defender. I mean, he might not do that as much as Jordan Howard did, but he also, he keeps on moving forward in ways that Jordan Howard could not because he bounces off of the defender. He has such a amazing, core stability. He has such amazing power, such amazing burst in his lower body that he just has the ability to like juke and just kind of bounce off of defenders as well. So when you bounce off a defender, you know, you keep on going forward for a couple more yards. That's something I really love about David Montgomery. Obviously, his hands are pretty solid as well. He has not dropped very many passes at all. So you can expect him to be an all-around just great back in his first year in the NFL. And finally, I'm going to talk about the kickers as usual. So today was Elliott Fry's day, and Elliott Fry did not disappoint again. He won 7 out of 8, missed from 47, but followed up with makes from 53 and 57. So, I mean, both these kickers, they're showing their range. They're showing their ability to bounce back after a big miss. They're just like, they're showing all these things that Cody Parkey never showed to us. So I'm extremely happy. I still do not know who is going to be our kicker this year because it just seems like both of them are having good days every single day. But let's keep on waiting for one of them to mess up. But, you know, I like what I see so far. All right, so that wraps up day 7 of training camp. It seemed like a pretty fun practice to watch. Obviously, I was not there to watch it, but based on reports, it seemed pretty fun to be there. Let me know in the comments below, do you agree with my reasoning on the Trubisky thing? Because I know that Bears fans are kind of like split in the middle when it comes to Trubisky. Some people like absolutely love him. Some people hate him. Some people are kind of in the middle, you know, cautiously optimistic like me. We don't know where he's going to go, but we're optimistic that he becomes an elite quarterback. Let me know which side you fall on, because there's so much debate going on Trubisky right now. But as always, bear down.